Today we're talking about South Korea and Japan trade relationship. My name is Ayako Kai and
My name is Risako Yoshitake.
there are strong connections between Japan and South Korea by import and export. However, that relationship might be broken by territory problems. And firstly, we're talking about country profile, and second, business profile, then trade history. Lastly, this item. Japan and South Korea are really close to each other. It takes 2 hours by airplane from here Fukuoka. However, there are many problems, for especially Japanese anti and territory problems. If you want to do business with another country, you need to know that country's information. So I was talking about country profile. Japan uses Japanese and South Korea use Korean. They are near, but they use different languages. Currency is Japanese yen. Korean is Korean won. For example, $1 is 103 yen. $1 is 1,059 won.
Wow.
And consumption tax is 5% and 10%. Consumption tax means if you buy something like clothes, food, cosmetics, you need to pay base price and tax. That's called consumption tax.
Who gets the money for consumption tax?
Government.
Okay, thank you.
Next, and voltage. If you go to another country, sometimes you can't use all your country's electronic device, so you need to know that country's voltage. Japan is 100 voltage and South Korea is 220 voltage. And the only time zone is the same. UTC plus 9 hours. UTC means coordinated universal time.
Oh.
And also both of them know summer time. So then you could understand these countries' profile, but it's not enough information to do business, so you need to know business profile.
Business profile, main import products. Japan is crude oil, coal, liquid, and natural gas. South Korea is crude oil, electron parts, and natural gas. Top 5 import partners. Japan is China, America, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates. South Korea is China, Japan, America, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates. Top 5 export products. Japan, automobile, iron and steel, electronic parts, automobile parts, and motor. South Korea is semiconductor, automobile, communication equipment, and ship. Main export partners. Japan is China and America, South Korea, Taiwan, and Thailand. South Korea is China, America, Japan From 1853, Japan started a national relation. Japan had a relation to Korea of trade. Many import products Japan from Korea: honey, cotton, silk, cotton fabrics, silk fabrics. Many export products Korea from Japan: the silver, copper, and tin. In recent years, Japan and Korea have a trade frequently. Imports from South Korea of Japan was maximum in 2012. Japan and South Korea have a variety of problems.
Finally, we are talking about news item because you could understand country profile, business profile, trade history, and news item, and trade history. But however, it's not enough. If you want to really success in business with another country, you need to know these recent news and relationship. And South Korea might be falling in economic crisis by South Korea's and Japanese. President Park of South Korea said attention to anti-Japanese feelings when he visited foreign country. In offer, he said he criticized Japanese politicians.
He criticized?
Yes. He criticized Japanese politicians repeat not good say on history problems. Japanese politicians should be change history, acknowledge, and behavior like Germany. The old days in Germany, government ordered to kill the Jew. In Japanese, Jew is a Judaism. But recently, Germany's government appreciates their own history and contribute to world peace. And his anti-Japanese diplomacy is also due to behavior is also due to America, that is Japan's ally. South Korean people begin to think President Park Geun-hye, the anti-Japanese is too much. Japanese people think Japan should do economic sanctions on South Korea. South Korea economy has high export dependence, but also high import dependence of 46% when 2012. Shimizu, a Japanese economist, thinks that is a weak point of South Korea's economy. He said South Korea imports partly manufacture and that put together it and exports final consumer goods. South Korea imports a lot of partly manufacture from Japan. For example, South Korea imports almost all rare gas from Japan. Therefore,
Almost all what from Japan?
Rare gas.
Rare gas.
Gas.
What is that? Do you know what it is in Japanese?
In Japanese, same rare gas.
Okay.
And therefore, Korean companies can't function if Japan stops exporting of resources to South Korea. The export to South Korea from Japan is almost 5 trillion yen per year. If Japan stops all export to South Korea unemployment rate will increase 30% to 40%. So everyone might think that Japanese battery manufacturer companies will have damage if Japan can't export to South Korea, especially South Korea. However, depends on Japanese companies can sell to Japanese corporation which regained export competitiveness with low end. There are many problems between Japan and South Korea, especially territory problems that makes economics progress. However, we should change our mind and make a good relationship that we will make good profit for each other. For example, economic effect by tourist and profit of COVID and export. That is why we should think separately, territory problems and economic for each other. It's for each other. And there are strong connection between Japan and South Korea. Japan and South Korea is really close, but there are many problems. However, their governments should be think separately territory problems and economics. It's really helpful to each other. Thank you.
Come together, ladies.